I'm glad you stopped by today. We're going to talk about why it's so important to elevate. Why is it so important, Michelle, for me to be constantly looking at my emotional states through the day? What the heck does it have to do to my day-to-day operations? You know, I've got to go to work and I've got kids to take care of and I've got a spouse or a partner and then I've got to take care of the laundry. Yeah. We've all got that, right? We've all got our stories of why it's too hard to elevate. But I'm just going to give you a couple examples of why it would be of interest for you to elevate your emotions. And what I mean by elevate is to go from the state that you know doesn't feel good, because you know what doesn't feel good. When you think about doing something and you have a pit in your stomach, bingo, it doesn't feel good. So what's happening is you're allowing the outside circumstances to dictate what you're feeling on the inside, correct? All right. So what would be a reason that you would want to spend some time recognizing that and then moving yourself up the emotional scale? Well, one way is that when you're in alignment and you are in an elevated state, and elevated states I mean are happiness, joy, optimism, love, bliss, ecstasy. Those are all states in which you're just radiating and people can see it and feel it from you, correct? Okay, great. So, why would you want to do more of this? Well, first of all, when you're in that state, you are in perfect alignment with that of God, source, universe, whatever you call it. You're in alignment in that moment, which means when you're hearing things or getting fresh ideas, you can trust that those are coming from that greater aspect of yourself and that of God or source or universe, right? That alone should be enough. Second of all, you begin to realize and harness the powerful being that you really are. If you just practice feeling better during the day, your whole day, week, month, year, and life can change significantly. That's how powerful you are if you choose to take the time to look at how you're feeling. It actually also helps the whole planet heal. Because when you're sitting in that juicy, amazing, loving, excited, pumped up kind of feeling, you're adding to the consciousness of the planet that also is feeling that exact same emotion in the exact same second that you are. Because physics tells us that there is no time. So in reality, every time you feel really good, you're just adding to that awesome bucket of joy, which expands on the planet, right? And that's important because when we expand that more than the fear bucket that most people are rolling around in right now, because everyone keeps adding to it, every time you have a fearful moment, it adds to that bucket. It's so big that it's easy to get into. It's harder to get into the feelings that feel really good and positive and juicy because they're fast moving, right? But when you pop yourself into that, know that you're helping the entire planet out, because from that space is when we stop the famine, the wars, the abuse, and we clean the planet. Our waters and our airs are clean. But it can't come till most of us are popping that into that bucket. Top one is because it feels amazing to be in that state. It feels really good to be in that state even when things in my outside world just don't look that great. It feels great because I realize in that moment I am in control of my emotional state, and it doesn't matter what people say or do to me in that moment. I'm in charge with how I feel. That's true power, right? If you're using it in a loving way, that's true power. And it's where, when you're in an elevated state, it's where all your creative ideas, it's where those juicy and exciting inventions are popped up, or new solutions to something that you've been struggling with, or abundance, or that perfect job you really wanted, or healing resides in this space. All, miracles happen in this space. It's the space that we all should be spending more of our time in, and we don't spend enough time in it. So I am pleading with the world at this point to really take the time to learn the tools of how to get yourself elevated, because there's a gazillion books out there that teach it. And sometimes, like I said, the easiest way to do it is to get out into nature. Nature will flip you into a higher elevated state because it brings you back into the present moment. And nature is constantly moving, it's evolving, there's things to always look at to keep your attention. And it is the easiest, and it's free to elevate yourself by going out into nature. So I hope that helps today. I hope someone today finds themselves wanting to elevate what they're experiencing, not because of what they're going to get, but because of how they're going to feel. Many blessings.